What's happening, fellas and ladies? Matt and Ryan here with the DFS 5-pack. We are here to talk overlaydfs.com. And if I could get a couple of you guys to do this today, it would be much, much appreciated. One, thumbs up on the video, always appreciated. Helps spread us around YouTube, helps our show sponsor continue to grow. From us to you, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever you want to use it for, it is appreciated. Two, love hearing some comments from you guys. Who do you like today and why? I want to make this show more interactive. Overlay is going to be around for a while. We're going to be talking about it as like our other thing along with DK a lot. Let's make this show interactive. I'd like some audience participation. If you got anything today, any strong feelings, please throw it in there in the comment section. Sharing the video is much appreciated, but let's get after it. Had my worst, I think, NBA overlay day yesterday, under 500, I think, for the first time on NBA. So didn't even sniff that money, wasn't even close to it. Let's get a little bit close. Let's get a little bit better with the sniffer today and get right up there.
For sure. I need a bounce back day in the worst way. All around, especially on overlay, though. A couple of my picks, it seems like I looked at them in hindsight. I was like, man, what was I thinking? But that's how it always is.
That'll happen. So it wasn't a crush day yesterday. What I mean by that is the best record was 9-3. So obviously there was some picks that didn't work out for the field very well. Kyle Lowry over Fred VanVleet is where most people went. Again, that was wrong. Brandon Ingram over Jokic. You'll see that right there. Is, I believe, my number 6. And Ingram left. He had some foul troubles and he had injury issues. So, again, a lot of us were wrong on that one. Lowry over VanVleet was really, really close. Lowry looked like he was going to do it, and he did nothing in the last. I don't think he had a DFS point in the last 6 minutes. I could be wrong on that, but if he did, it was few and far between.
And VanVleet was playing really well.
Yeah, I'm a VanVleet guy. I hate him for what he did to my Bucks last year, ripping their heart out with three-pointer after three-pointer. I like the guy's game, though. I like what he offers to a team, good young player.
You know, he reminds me a lot of Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, I can see the comparisons right there. So, again, not a pretty day yesterday. You'll have those. They will happen. After just being in or out of the money a whole bunch of days in a row, it was due for an absolute bloodbath like that one. So not even close. But let's get back at it today. Got a couple picks early in the day I really like, but I would be curious to hear anything that anybody out there has in store. Feel free to share.
Yeah, a couple ones I like a lot too.
Mine are farther down. I don't know about you.
I got a couple up top that I actually really like. So.
All right, well, let's start up top. We're going to go chronologically. We got Devontae Graham, who you guys know I'm a big fanboy of his, and Spencer Dinwiddie, who I also like. I like the upside of Graham in the matchup right here, but I like the floor of Spencer Dinwiddie. And if given the option, I generally go with the high floor play because I don't think Graham's upside is significantly more than Dinwiddie's. I think it's just a smidge more. I like the floor of Dinwiddie. I go Dinwiddie here.
Same. I'm with you all around on that one.
Okay. Brooklyn is awful against guards. So it is a good spot for Graham, but Dinwiddie is they need Dinwiddie on Brooklyn significantly more.
I like both of them.
All right, man. Next up, we got Jared Allen. Same game. You are obviously limited on where you pick guys from. You can only pick from a certain number from the same game. Jared Allen against Charlotte, crush spot. Overpriced on DK, but deservedly so, versus Scary Terry, who was excellent for me the other day on Drafters, Overlay, and DraftKings. So he is on my good side. All that being said, though, man, give me Jared Allen in this spot.
All day. Give me Jared Allen easily here. Charlotte gets absolutely destroyed inside. It's a good matchup for Rozier. It's also a great matchup for Allen. Give me Allen here.
It's a good matchup for both of them. Now, Captain Bellman, can you tell me the tie-breaking thing that would give me Jared Allen over Terry Rozier?
I can. Jared Allen is inside, will miss a lot less shots. Rozier is an outside shooter, something that we don't talk about enough, although it seems like we can talk about it too much recently, but that's good because I forget about it every day.
Good, and I want the people listening to this, I want you guys to do well. I want you guys to win money. We look good when you look good, so of course that's our goal over here. That is a part of this website. You do lose, I believe it's half a point on a missed shot. Rozier is the guy way more likely to be 4 of 16, whereas Jared Allen, it's tough for him to miss 12 shots. He doesn't normally take 12 shots.
Exactly.
All right, moving down from there. So this one is a classic example of how much you fall into recency bias. And you heard us both kind of, well, not both of us. You heard me kind of whining about this one the other day. You liked Joe Harris. I ended up really liking him by the end of the day. I played him. He took a season low in three-point attempts. Meanwhile, Garrett Temple has about 3 of his 4 better DFS games of his career over the past week. Are you recency bias buying into Temple, or are you going to stick with the process and go with Joe Harris?
Well, I feel like even recency bias, aside from last game, would still put me on Harris. Like, I know Temple's been solid, but aside from last game, I feel like Harris has just been better. He is better. He will be better. Give me Harris.
Absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm not going to try to fall into a recency bias to Garrett Temple, who's been in the NBA for, 10 years now?
Right.
And we know who Garrett Temple is. He's played well, but no thanks.
Same.
All right, so this is a tough one for me. I also liked Miles Bridges. So part of my whining and crying the other day came from looking at Joe Harris taking a season low in shot attempts from the three-point range, and Miles Bridges taking the second lowest minute total of his season. These guys are both in pretty good spots today. This is a really, really tough one for me. I'm going to go with Bridges because I don't think the coach gives him low number of minutes again.
This is a really tough one for me, too.
I'm not trying to pick this one.
Same. I'm going to go Jordan. Big men against Charlotte when it all sails.
Okay, great. I can't really argue with you on this one. It's about as much of a coin flip as any pick I got on this one, at least for my eyes. I'm not trying to pick this one.
One thing we do know, Jordan is not going to miss a lot of shots.
No, he never will miss a lot of shots. He only dunks.
Doesn't he have the highest field goal percentage ever?
100% because he's only dunked. No, lowest free throw percentage in his career, highest field goal percentage. Talk about an inverse, right? He's one of the few guys whose career numbers has I have to assume his field goal percentage is probably 10 percentage points better. I got to look at this. Sorry, guys. You're stuck listening to me go off on a side tangent right now.
I'm going to say 5 to 10% better.
I'm going to go with the full 10 for his field goal percentage career over free throw percentage.
You might be right. Well, you might be right, actually. It might be more than 10.
67 to it's 20. 20 full points. I knew it was a lot, but I didn't think it was going to 20. That's crazy.
It's both numbers are really on the end of the spectrums. They both really are.
Yeah, there are very few people who can even sniff a 67% career field goal percentage. Again, he only really dunks, and then 47% is pathetic.
There are very few people that shoot 47% from the free throw line.
Nope. He's down there. He's down there with Shaq and Drummond as guys that are just an embarrassment to the free throws.
Drummond's got better, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to get worse.
True.
All right, man. So we'll get back on subject. So Kevin Love recently came out as questionable. We're both operating under the assumption he ain't going to play today. That being said, if he does play, only makes me like Aaron Gordon all the more.
Yeah, if he does play, give me Aaron Gordon. Not one I'd really want to choose, though. I don't know about you.
Probably not. I think you're still holding on to more of the Kevin Love from yesteryear, whereas I just don't see him playing a lot of minutes some days because Cavaliers are going to move on from him. So I get that, though. I mean, I still ultimately think Kevin Love's the better player.
Yeah, he's the better offensive player. I just don't love it.
Okay. Fournier versus Isaac. We've been talking this one over for weeks now. I like how Fournier matches up with Cleveland. Weak defense to guards. He's been very good offensively lately. I still think Isaac is the more complete DFS player, but I like Evan Fournier.
I like all your points. I'll roll with Fournier with you.
All right. It's the third time I've ever talked you into anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sabonis versus Brogdon. This is another one that we get kind of on the daily. And I think in our heart of hearts, we like Sabonis as a point or two better than Brogdon. I think that's what their DK point averages are.
I mean, that's it. Yeah.
And
yes.
Also, his shots are closer.
Yeah. Yes. And yes, especially for a format like this. I just slightly prefer Sabonis to Brogdon, everything else being equal.
Right. And again, Brogdon, as far as guards go, has got a nice field goal percentage, although I am curious what kind of detraction he's taken in his role difference this year. Let's look him up. Because Brogdon I think he was a 50, 40, 90 guy last year for Milwaukee, but you get wide open shots when everybody's paying attention to Giannis. Yep, 30-point dip in field goal percentage this year. Free throws are still amazing. Man, he can shoot.
He's second in the league to book free throws.
His free three-point percentage is 10 points less almost this year, which is directly correlated to not having wide open shots with everybody sucking up to defend Giannis Antetokounmpo. So his 47% field goal percentage, and what is Sabonis?
Also taking more shots too.
Right, and that was bound to happen. You know what I mean? He was supposed to take a hit this year. It's not a knock on him. It's just a different situation. Meanwhile, Sabonis at 51.5%, just a better field goal percentage, which is in a coin flip situation, you need reasons to look at somebody on that coin flip.
Things are going to get real interesting in Indiana when Oladipo comes back.
Right? They're going to be one of those teams stuck with a lot of guys who do similar things. And there's no superstar. There's like 3 very good players, but no superstar.
I do view them like I actually do view them a lot like Denver. Like Denver has the bigger superstar in Jokic, but other than that, I think there's a lot of similarities there. I do.
Definitely. Because, I mean, like TJ Warren and Jeremy Lamb, who we're about to talk right now, these are no scrubs either.
Exactly. That's the point. Amen.
All right. So Blake Griffin versus Jeremy Lamb. It's crazy. This is even a question.
Yeah, man. Blake, we talked about it last time. He is just doing nothing in terms of blocks and steals.
Give me Jeremy Lamb.
Walk into a steal.
I mean, give me Jeremy Lamb. I don't feel good about it. I'm not going to pick it. It's definitely not going to be up on my confidence rankings or probably even pick, but I'll take Jeremy Lamb.
I'll still go Griffin just because I'll hold out hope. But
yeah, I mean, I'm over here drinking the haterade, though.
Yeah, I don't love it, though, which says a lot.
Yeah, you're a much bigger Blake fan than I am, so it's just easier for you to pick him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Luke Kennard versus Miles Turner. Huh. I don't like the spot for Kennard. I'm going to go with Turner on this one.
I'll go Turner also, but I really don't like either of them.
It's not one I'm trying to pick. I don't like this game from a DFS evaluation standpoint and pretty much in general, so it's not what I'm trying to pick. So we'll wrap up this game right here with Derrick Rose against TJ Warren. Boy. I've liked Warren's scoring lately, so I'll go TJ Warren. But again, I'm really not trying to pick any of the ones from this game.
Same. I'll go Rose because I have a soft spot in my heart for him, but that's the only reason.
Okay. All right. Now we're up to a couple of young men that we both really enjoy their basketball game. We love what these guys offer. They're a couple of pit bulls, Bradley Beal versus Jimmy Buckets Butler right there. Our biggest concern, this is a great matchup for Jimmy Butler, but our concerns with Jimmy Butler, one, I'm more likely than you are to go out on a limb and call blowouts. You're more hesitant to do that. But the fact that you're even worried about this game being lopsided should tell you a lot.
It does, but the other thing for a question like this, does it matter? Because, like, these guys are both playing in the game, right? So in a blowout, who do you like more? And I guess, wouldn't it be the same guy?
Not necessarily, because when you watch a lot of the game flow in NBA, for me, if this game's like a 20-point discrepancy, Butler's going to be out there chilling like a villain, dishing to his teammates. Meanwhile, Bradley Beal is going to try to put the weight of the world on his shoulders and bring his team back by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Butler's going to be like, yeah, here's a dime over to Linux, here's one over to Nunn, here's one to Hero, spreading it around. Why don't you boys take some shots? I'm going to go over here, take a couple selfies with the fans. Meanwhile, Bradley Beal's trying to, claw and scratch his team back into it. So that's where this one's a question for me, because clearly the matchup for Butler is way better.
Yeah, it is, and I get those points.
So,
and because of those points, I'll go Beal.
Okay. Do you feel like this one is going to be popular and people are going to take Jimmy Butler? If you had to just guess early in the day. Again, we don't have great sample sizes. We don't have 12 websites telling us what ownership is. In your heart of hearts, gut instinct, what do you think people take?
Definitely people take Butler.
Okay. And then I think that's an interesting one. If you're trying to get a one-up on the crowds, and we kind of went through some of the projections yesterday and what people did, for me, that's not the way I play. I know you know that, and most of the people listening probably know that. I just try to make what in my mind is the best decision and not get overly concerned about what I think other people are going to do more times than not. And this one, I do think more people go Butler. The matchup is way better for Butler. But I do think that there's a reason that you could believe in Beal right here, and it might be an interesting way to – because if you can go one up on the majority of the other field, it's big.
100%.
So, still – it's a tough one. I don't know if I'm trying to pick it. I really don't think I would go to this one early on.
Oh, man, I won't either. I will say about Beal, like even last night, he had a productive DraftKings game. It wasn't like, great. It wasn't crazy great. It wasn't bad. He didn't do anything out of the ordinary at all. In fact, he didn't even shoot well. The only thing that he did above average was rebound, but no blocks or steals. So, this isn't a good spot for him either, but if Washington is in this game, it will be because of Beal.
And now I'm actually starting to flip this around because again, now I'm going back to the missed shots. And I expect Bradley Beal to have a poor field goal percentage tonight. Whereas I think Butler might be 9 of 12 from the field.
I don't disagree with that, but it's a good one. We'll say that.
Right? I think Beal ended up 7 of 22 from the field last night, and he's a guy that when you go up against a good defensive team like Miami is, they're going to put all their focus on him. He's going to have to probably deal with some defense from Jimmy Butler, and he's going to be a focal point of the defense. I would not be surprised to see Bradley Beal go 7 of 22 again.
I get it, man.
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. I'm going to stew on this one all afternoon. Just because it's two of the better players going in this one, I'm kind of enticed to pick it just because I want to watch it.
Same.
All right. So we got Rui Hachimura versus the love child of Larry Bird and Steph Curry, which is Bertans, the greatest shooter of this side of the Mississippi. Which Bertans are we going to see? Second quarter or first, third, and fourth quarter?
Give me Rui here. He just does more.
He does do more. No questions about it. Bertans is definitely in that mold of guys who get a handful of rebounds because they're tall, and then they just shoot threes. Exactly.
Like, this doesn't mean anything now, but Rui was like a early first-round pick that Washington wants as like a building block. Like, Bertans is not that guy.
He's also had to shoulder a much bigger workload the last couple of games than he's used to. And I know this about three-point shooters. When the legs get tired, the shot goes off. And if he's not making threes tonight with tough defense like this, it's going to be difficult for him to give you DFS points. I like this more now that we talked it out. Give me Rui.
Yeah, same. Agreed.
All right. Kemba versus Tatum. This is one I hate these. These are the ones I don't like to pick, which is kind of the goal of the website to make things interesting. I don't want to pick Kemba versus Tatum. I mean, these guys are very, very similar from the same team. And I have no way of telling you who's going to make threes and who isn't.
I'll choose Kemba. I feel like we'll default to him, but I completely get you not wanting to go there.
I know I feel like we've been bringing this up a lot lately. When it comes to DFS, we all have guys that we like more than we should and guys that we probably don't like enough. You like Kemba more than you should, and I probably don't like him enough. What's the right answer? Probably somewhere in the middle.
Like everything else, right?
Exactly. So again, I'll probably go Tatum just to be different than you.
But expect nothing less.
Right, I don't really want to pick this one either, though. All right, down there to Jaylen Brown versus Jamal Murray. I'll take Jaylen Brown right here. I don't like the spot for Jamal Murray.
I don't really like the spot for Jaylen Brown either.
I'm not playing either of them on DK, I'll tell you that much.
I'm going to go Murray here. Just as I don't know why, honestly. This is a really tough one. This might be my last one picked on the whole board.
All right. Again, not trying to pick this one. Now we're getting into a couple that I actually like because I like Gallo over Chris Paul. I expect a good game for Gallinari here.
I like Gallo over Chris Paul as well. And then obviously you know how I feel about the next one.
Yeah, this one's easy. This might be my top one. Steven Adams over Alexander. Adams is just playing better now. Alexander had a nice start to the year, but I've not been impressed by him lately. Also, who's more likely to miss a bunch of shots? Alexander.
For sure.
All right, so I'm going to abstain from the Schroeder versus Robert Covington one for the time being. Both Towns and Wiggins were limited in shoot-around today, which if one of those guys is out, then I like Covington more.
Yeah, I do too. We definitely a wait-and-see approach on that one. Just got to wait and see what happens.
All right, another one I like Satoransky over Markkanen.
Easily.
Yeah, I just been Markkanen. The three balls actually fall in the last couple of games, but still, I mean, gone are the days of this guy getting massive rebounds. I feel like he was a walking double-double last year. I think it's been weeks now since he's had 10 rebounds in a game.
Right?
All right, so here's a good one. Kawhi versus Paul George. So we brought up Paul George on DK. Easily could have brought up Kawhi. I think they're both in good spots to at least play bigger minutes today. I don't really want to pick this one because I think it really just comes down to how many three-pointers does Paul George make today?
It does. I don't really want to pick it either, but if it's gone to my head, I'll go Paul George.
Okay. I'll probably ignore this one. I do think gun to head, I would go Kawhi, but I'm probably not trying to pick it. And there's a good chance I play both of them today on DK.
I get that.
All right. Montrez and Lou. This is another one we get all the time. I never love it. I'll take Lou Williams in this spot, though.
I will take Lou also.
All right. Middleton versus Eric Bledsoe. Middleton's played real well lately. Bledsoe and Beverly going to get some scrappy defense. Middleton's probably going to have to deal with some Kawhi and Paul George, so neither guy is going to have a great spot to be. I liked what Middleton has given us in limited minutes lately. I also know that in the game like this, if Eric Bledsoe doesn't play well, I could see George Hill in there.
I could too. I don't think Middleton for all those reasons.
Yeah, I'm going to go Middleton as well. The only thing that scares me is we still don't have a firm number on his minutes, and partly because he's been getting back, being acclimated with the team. But Milwaukee's won their last 3 games by a combined 400 points, so you just don't know how much he's going to be out there. I think he's up to a full allotment of minutes, or at least close, and I would think you would get him today. That's my only cause for pause on this one.
I get that.
All right, this is another one we're going to have to abstain from early in the day because we got too many guys questionable on both sides. Like if LaMarcus Aldridge is in, but Joseph and Bogdanovich are out, give me Buddy Hield all day. Flip side, if those guys play and LaMarcus Aldridge is out, give me DeRozan.
Exactly. Another one where you have to wait and see. But it's one where I'll probably feel strongly one way or the other.
Yeah, and if they all play, then I won't. All right.
Oh, the are real interesting. We'll get there.
All right, Holmes versus Bielisa. I'll take Holmes.
I'll take Holmes too. He's continued to play well. Interesting what will happen. I'm interested to see what will happen with them when Bagley comes back.
Which could be as soon as next game. I mean, it's possible it still happens today, but I'll take him at their word that he's unlikely to play.
Same.
All right, Jacob Poeltl versus Rudy Gay. This is one where I'm going to tell you that recency bias will have everybody screaming Jacob Poeltl, right? He was awesome last game. He played, I think, 42 minutes in the double OT. Meanwhile, a chalky Rudy Gay, I don't think entered the game after the third quarter. So I think everybody will go Poeltl right here if they do choose it, which does make the pivot over to Gay kind of interesting. You know, again, a lot of this depends on if LaMarcus Aldridge plays or not. Because what does Craig Popovich do? He messes with rotation as much as anybody.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Aldridge is back, that also murkies the water. So this is one I don't love, but I would go Gay, just for everything you said.
Now, if Aldridge is out and Poeltl's back in the starting lineup, I think they need his size, and I trust him to play bigger minutes, so I would go Poeltl. But I do think, like, you could talk me into, like, the contrarian GPP idea of this one. I'm going with Rudy Gay. And that's why I wanted to bring it up. Again, Poeltl's not going to miss a lot of shots.
It's weird that Gay didn't play like hardly in the second half because he had 25 DK points in the first half. He was looking like you needed him.
Yeah, I know you actually messaged me earlier on. I'm like, do I need Rudy Gay in this game? And I said, no, I don't think so. And
that looked like the game started, though, right?
Right. Yeah, I was looking like I was going to be really wrong, and then he didn't play much later.
No, I was like, wow. Yeah, so I didn't use him, so thanks.
All right, Bron versus Davis. I ultimately usually default to LeBron. I'm not really trying to pick this one today, though. I think I will almost always default to LeBron, but I'm not really going out of my way to pick it today.
I will default to LeBron, but that's all it is a default.
Yeah, I mean, we went through this on pretty good detail on members only for DK stuff. Like, these guys are, you know, tick for tack most nights now from a DFS perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Hassan Whiteside versus McCollum. The Lakers have been dominant against big men, and I think Portland's trailing. So give me McCollum in this one.
This is a really interesting one because I could see Whiteside playing well here. It's not a good matchup, but they need him tonight inside with the size the Lakers have. I'm going to take Whiteside, just a gut feel.
Okay, after that, we are going down to Drummond versus Lillard. Give me Drummond.
Give me Drummond, too.
All right. Jokic versus Levine. Give me Levine.
Same.
All right, and then Tristan Thompson versus Will Barton. Give me Tristan Thompson.
Same. I like the 3 bottom ones.
Yeah, I do not like wing players against Boston. They do not tend to do well. Give me Tristan Thompson here, especially knowing that Kevin Love is probably not playing today. Again, we don't know that. Check back and confirm. And if Love plays, it definitely gets tighter for me because I think this will be a good game, Denver versus Boston. And in that case, Will Barton will probably play 30-some minutes. But I don't expect Love to play today, and I think Tristan Thompson is just the easier way to go.
Same.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. If you haven't signed up yet, go give it a whirl. Love seeing a lot of you guys in these contests, and let's have ourselves some fun today.
Thanks, guys.